Heidi ho there, neighbor. Wanted to pop on and talk about our first week's worth of homeschooling, how that went, how do we do what we do. I ordered a bunch of curriculums to come in. They haven't come in yet. So we've had to make our own curriculum on the fly. Kyle is all about science. He does all the science experiments, and he does some art projects that are tied in with mine, so he's gonna pop on and he'll talk more in depth about that if that's what you're interested in. Be in another video. Kyle and I take turns with math, so I've been in charge of math so far, and what I've done while we wait for the curriculum is I've gone to the Dollar Hotspot and I got a bunch of these fabulous dry erase books for addition, subtraction, geometry, pattern recognition, and every day I have her do a practice drill, and we've been working on practice tests, just where you at. When you left kindergarten, let's create a good baseline for what you know, what you don't, what gaps do we need to fill. We also read a lot. So I've got this little chart here, and every time we read a book, we fill it out. And within 1 week, we filled an entire paper. I didn't think we read that much, but I guess we do. Something else for English, because I'm waiting for those curriculums to also come in. I went and bought magenta and violet notebooks. And what we do is every day we have a calendar and we say, what day is it today? Yesterday was Monday, today is Tuesday, tomorrow will be Wednesday, June 6th, 2020. So they get in the habit of those things. You know, magenta, what's the weather like today? Make a run around outside and figure it out. It's a lot of fun. In the notebooks, violet is a little more, you know, draw a picture, practice your letters, a lot more easier, but magenta, she's older, so we do more structured things. I draw, I don't know if you can see this, a blue line, a dotted line, and a green line. We call that the sky, the fence, and the ground. So every day I have her write the date at the top, and then I give her a writing prompt, and I expect 2 sentences. Shouldn't take that long. Initially, it was pulling teeth, but once we got in the swing of things, now we're going into our 3rd week, it's getting a lot easier, a lot faster. I think the trick for us is I have to have magenta say out loud, what do you want to write about? And she'll give me the 2 sentences, and then we'll work through that. It goes a lot faster rather than just putting pen and paper and say, I'll read it when you're done. So I give her a writing prompt. I'll start off with this one in particular is my favorite color of the rainbow. And then she's got to finish the sentence and then add a 2nd sentence. So here she said, my favorite color of the rainbow is violet. The drawers are violet. So every day we do that. Doesn't take very long. To be honest, all of our homeschooling takes like an hour and a half, and then everything else is hands-on play. One of the art projects that we did, we do a lot of art projects, but one that we did in line with picnic themes is I had my kids cut up one of my old magazines, and I said, I want you to show me what your ideal picnic looks like. And they both came back with very different things. Violet had salads with grilled salmon and asparagus, and it was awesome. And magenta wants pizza and Lunchables, and she specified that she thinks we need to have flowers, a beautiful bouquet of flowers that we need to pick, and that both her and I need to wear dresses. So that was really cool how it came back. She went above and beyond with the assignment, and I think that's so cool about little kids is if you inspire them in the just right way, they go above and beyond. They don't just do the assignment. They start thinking critically of all the other things. I said, what does your perfect picnic look like? And I was expecting a spread of food, maybe 3 pictures. And they filled the papers, and they had outfits picked out for us. They had activities picked out for us. They had food and flowers. I'm so proud. And this isn't something, listen, we're not Pinterest perfect people. Our stuff, you're not gonna see it on Pinterest. It's not Pinterest perfect, but it's perfect for them. And more than anything, it's teaching them critical thinking, and it's showing me what they know, what they're excited about, so that I know how to better guide them. We do have an art curriculum that we're working through. First, I have 2 levels, and our lesson plans has us going pretty quick through the first one, and then we'll hit the second one. So the first one is geared more towards Violet. We'll get Violet brought up to speed, and then we're going to go into the curriculum that was geared towards Magenta. And I love this. It's called The Way They See It. It's by Artistic Pursuits. It's a small company out of Colorado. And so often, us adults are looking for results. We don't mean to, that's just how we were programmed. The effort isn't worth it unless we get specific results, unless it looks Pinterest perfect, unless you can color inside the lines. And that inherently, at this age for the little kids, can sometimes crush them. And we don't mean to. And then they turn off and they don't want to do arts and crafts anymore, and they don't, I don't want to do arts and crafts with mom and dad, whatever. So this program starts saying, I don't want a perfect replication, I want to see your interpretation. So it's super simple. It goes through all these pictures. It's got prompts, everything is right there for you. It tells you exactly how to do it. And this particular, the way they see it, I think it's geared for kids. It's specifically preschool, so I think you can go as low as 3 years old. The kids don't have to read it on their own, and the talking points are very short, very small. And this one in particular, it's a picture from 1620, and you basically play I Spy with the kids and train their eye to look at, it's more than just flowers. Where's the bugs? Where are the seashells? Where are the red flowers and the blue flowers and the red flowers? What's in the sky? What's the weather like in the sky? And so you play I Spy with them. And then you pull out a piece of paper and some crayons, and you say, I want you to look at this picture and draw what you see. And no 2 kids' pictures look the same. Violet and Magenta drew very different things. One kid drew a single flower. The other kid went all in depth and zoomed in and had the vase and the table and the shells and tons of beautiful flowers. She did awesome. And the last thing I wanted to talk about was, in addition to picnics, Kyle decided, what's the science of picnics? So we spent a lot of time in this book. I know it's geared towards infants, but there's a lot of good ideas in it, and he did a bunch of science projects based off of that. In social studies, my goal is to help the kids be aware of what's happening in the world around them. How do we act as citizens in these settings with these people? Sometimes when we go to the DMV, we have to be quiet and we have to sit still. Sometimes when we go to a baseball game, they encourage you to be loud and cheer people on, and it encourages them. But if you're loud at the DMV, people aren't going to be encouraged. So it's just teaching that social awareness. With picnics in particular, we focused on how do people dress? How do we use bug spray? How can we be courteous to each other? You can start by not spraying bug spray on their food, because although bug spray may be good for the outside of our body to protect us, it's not good for the inside of our bodies. So that's kind of what we did for this week, Picnics and Rainbows. Have a great week, guys.